I've worked out about aging is that we are at the age of other gods leading the way, other superhumans, other spiritual beings, new spiritual beings dominating our thought process. What I've learned with aging is that Zeus, it's not up to Zeus anymore. Hera, eternal goddess of all powerful women, she's always needed, and there's always one great woman who is more sensible than the rest, and you have to lead the way. So Hera stays. It's just, how does she govern her existence? How does she have fun in her existence while she does it? And I'm really grateful for that, because if people know, Hera was the goddess worshipped in Jason and the Argonauts, that lovely temple where the golden fleece was. The lady, when she did her, and that lovely goddess dance, just simple little movements which were really quite sweet and very ladylike, if you say. Ancient ladylike, if we all say. And so it's nice to hear that that goddess is back. So there is that. It's not about wiping out women. It's about how do women rise up and sustain the femininity, which is our divine right and our standards, our style, our grace, our ladyhood dominance, or shall I say vagina dominance, positive power, you know, like the way that they depicted Hera in this. So she was one of my favourite goddesses, actually. That's and all her followers are ladies, devotees, just like in other faiths, they have devotees. In other words, we have devotees. It's like we have Faith. She was the first lady who held on in the witchcraft mythology, as one would say, not mythology, reality of devotion. And that's why we always say, have faith. Be like Faith, just stay devoted. And now we have Prometheus. So ancient god for the future. We've worshipped Zeus for millennia. We heard an example of why Jesus Christ's story was told 200 years later. And for 3,000, well, they say 3,000 years, but we can just say 2,024 years, or in scientific modernity terms, we are in the year 2024. And that is one of the oldest stories in the world. And we are at this crossroads now. It's almost like we're at the Hecate of existence. Now, if you're a goddess, you'll understand, because Hecate represents decisions, paths, direction, and apparently we got chaos on the way. And the chaos is, there are a lot of people walking around going, you must do things my way, and they have subtle ways of saying it. And then you have others that do not even wish to acknowledge or be influenced by that particular way. So there's a conflict of interest. And then you have this story of Prometheus, apparently, who was banished by Zeus because he gave humans fire. Now, due to the current situation that's happening in England, we can all see that a lot of people, and we can understand now why Zeus didn't give it to him, because the bad people have control of the fire and they're burning down structures that have been here which served the good in humanity. Even if it costs a little bit of blood, sweat and tears, there are some things that the bad humans are using fire for. And then there are good things that people use fire for, like to light lanterns during the winter season to give us some light. You know, it's just a lovely, delicate resource of creativity, a spark of fire. It does give us light. And when you read those stories, so we're at this chaotic stage. I would call it Hecate stage. If you're a man, you would say chaotic. If you're a woman, one would say Hecate stage. But there's a relationship. I'm sure there must be a relationship between Hecate and Prometheus. Because if they say chaos is on the way, and you can look and use all the metaphors in reality to go, well, actually, there is some truth in that. It's which direction and who's going to burn down what and who are we going to listen to afterwards. Because I am pro-England, pro-standards, pro-cleanliness, pro-British standard good behaviour, pro-authority from a sensible English man. I don't believe that people should be listening to the dirty people. And I say that boldly, truthfully, you know. So there is this Hecate and Prometheus stage, which is saying goodbye to Zeus and Hera. Or Hera is like a strong woman. Actually, she's finding a new phallus to worship. And as for Dionysus, being now forced to drink water, I hope the wrong influence of chaos is not here, because some people love wine. But we have to have that sort of, we have to have that recognition in life, you know. What stage in life are we at? We are at the Hecate stage if you're a goddess. So it's which direction we're going to go in, which path are we going to choose. I choose the progressive success of British standards, British strict sternness, British innovation, British language, the way of the English, the fun, the lack of stress we have if we have all what we need. You know, I look at my priorities and I look at some people who've only just stepped into the country and they've had their children. And I'm like, your priorities are completely different from those who are long-standing British people. You know, we want to be a bit more technologically futuristic, a little bit, and not want for anything, have time to go to the beach. We don't need to be stressing about things. We have a reasonable amount of standard space. Nobody wants to live squash up. That is not a British way. You know, there was something like that 100 years ago, but in this British modernity, you have 2 rooms, 1 person in each room, not 50 in each room. So we don't actually want to live that squashed up lifestyle. And that's what I mean by standards and cleanliness as well. And that has to be recognised. And another unfortunate thing that I wish to talk about was the lovely care worker, the AI engineer, the volunteer charity worker, lovely boy, lovely young adult person of South London who was murdered by someone called Wakim Hassim or something like that. And the person was from East Street Market that murdered this lovely boy. And it was like East Street had a long standing of being the market of South London. Never was East Street a place where people like that come from to go and murder some of Britain's most loveliest young people in the future. And that really got to me because I knew where that boy was when he was murdered, that young, lovely adult that we need in this country. We need young technological people who are into AI system and does daytime charities, or however his work schedule was. What we do not need is people born whose parents came over here and begged for England to give them a home just for their child to grow up, not understand the culture of East Street Market and go and murder somebody and then have that lovely market, the legacy of East Street Market next to that murderous name. So this is the Hecate crossroads. We've got to stop the bad people crossing down our lovely roads. We have to uphold the standards of lifestyle and society that we have all grown accustomed to and are proud of, and not give in to the wrong use of the gifts that we have developed as humans and discovered. So if Prometheus gave the wrong human the gift of fire, it's down to us good people in the future to embrace the chaos that's coming towards us, take back the things that were accidentally given to the wrong humans, which is a great British way. That looks better on us. And bring it back and show the world again how to do things correctly, properly, positively, fairly, justifiably. And if we have to dominate that situation, then so shall it be. And I like the way that they made Hera look like a very demanding, materialistic lady. I get it, because we are in the 21st century. And some women have evolved more than allowing men to hit them in public and throw stones at our head or some other person. And I want to say something. I'm not going to say it. My actions are going to speak louder than words actually on this one.